My name is Silvia Hodges. I'm the Director of Research Services at TyMetrix Legal Analytics. I'm also an adjunct professor at Fordham Law School in New York City, where I teach law firm management and law firm marketing. I've been studying purchasing decisions in the legal sector for the last 10 plus years. I used to study how in-house counsel or CEOs, CFOs buy legal services, but in the last 2 years I've noticed a big change. I saw that procurement is now rapidly becoming more and more involved in the purchasing of legal services. I've actually collaborated with the ISM on a research on the influence of procurement on the purchasing of legal services, and we just published a book called Buying Legal on the topic as well. What we see in the legal sector is that it has undergone a lot of change in the last few years, and the economy has only really accelerated this development. The reason for the change is deregulation and liberalization of the legal market, new competitors in particular, and also IT, knowledge management, project management, e-billing, of course the internet, and insight from big data. They continue to really change the legal market. So at TyMetrix, for example, we have now enough data, $38 billion to be precise, to be able to tell how long a matter should take, how much it should cost, how it should be staffed, etc. and so forth. That was never possible before. Also, the client expectations have changed. Clients today expect their lawyers to not reinvent the wheel. They expect them to be efficient and effective and to really pass on the savings to them. And the marketplace in general is increasingly global. So all of this has led to a lot of competition among law firms. On the client side, procurement is now more and more involved in the sourcing of legal services. For the longest time, procurement used to be excluded from sourcing legal services, but that's no longer true. It's typically top management, CEO, CFO, who tells the legal department that procurement is now involved in the selection of legal services. In some companies, the influence of procurement dates back to the mid to late 1990s. But we found that particularly in the last 3 to 4 years, the influence of procurement has been soaring. Of the different roles in the buying center, procurement professionals typically are the gatekeepers, they are the buyers, and they're the influencers. They're typically not the final decision makers when it comes to sourcing legal services. So in other words, what is it that procurement does? They negotiate and develop the contracts, and they conduct the information search and the identification of providers. What they don't do typically, it's still in the hands of the GCs and the in-house lawyers, is to shortlist the law firms. So as I see it, the role of procurement is to control costs, to get external suppliers to reduce their prices, and prevent departments from unnecessary spending through managing what is being purchased. It's really about getting the best price, the value for the appropriate service and quality. And its value specifically is experience with similar matters, that's what procurement is looking for, and the service excellence. All respondents in the survey said that that was really important to them. Less important for procurement was, interestingly, the lowest price and industry rankings. So there are many different publications who nominate leading lawyers, but that was not important for procurement professionals. Procurement typically starts out sourcing routine legal services, legal commodities such as e-discovery, and our study indicates that procurement professionals influence about 41% of the budget for outside legal counsel. What was interesting here was that there was significant variation in the responses. So in some companies, procurement involvement concerns only a very small area, so let's say up to 10% of the budget for legal services, and in other companies, procurement is involved really in the whole entire legal spend. We also found that procurement professionals are involved in sourcing a wide variety of legal services, namely from litigation to transactional work to advisory services. So you really find procurement now involved in everything. When procurement professionals are involved, standard practices are billing guidelines and an invoice review process. So in other words, procurement is really involved in the data-driven negotiations. Procurement use them because they work, they've been proven in other areas. So I'd say in general, these are really great times for procurement professionals. Legal is undoubtedly the category for you to crack now. Thank you very much.